Oh,
They do it completely differently. They
Oh,
really?
use
How do they do it?
tomato sauce and
Oh, nice.
wine, and
Oh,
it is
nice. Like mussels.
yes, but they cook them not like the French guys do. They cook them way more, so the texture changes and becomes more no snaily. I have no way to describe it, but not so snaily.
yeah,
Tougher.
yeah. It was
Tougher.
in France. It's a snail. Like it feels, it looks like, it feels like, and it tastes like a snail.
Yeah. Oh, so you tried it before, since you know how it looks, it feels like, and tastes like.
I have
Okay.
every day when I wake up, I go to my garden and like to my backyard,
Okay.
and I have a ton of them there. So
Yeah. Don't eat my flowers. Come here. No. Yeah.
yeah, so it was interesting, but I didn't know that Greece, that you guys serve it as well. I don't remember seeing that in any menu.
Well, it's a Cretan specialty. Actually, it's not everywhere around Greece,
Interesting.
but we also have frog legs,
Yeah,
like French do, in a city called Ioannina. Ioannina, you may have heard it both
nice.
ways. Yes, we have something like it is actually frog legs, but we fry them instead of the French way with the sauce.
Got it. Okay, so frog legs is next on my list. We'll try
It's
that.
outlawed in Germany, I
Yeah,
think.
really?
I think so.
Oh wow.
And turtles as well.
Yeah, turtles I can get, like an endangered species or something like that, or just not allowed.
I don't know.
You never checked.
We don't like the French, so we don't want to have them come over. Maybe that's why. Like.
Maybe.
I like the French.
Anyway, so it was a good experience. It was a very hectic week, but I had the weekend to recover, so
Great.
good. Yeah. How about you guys? Everything's good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
things going pretty smooth.
enjoying a Sunday off. I had an intense time as well because I had to meet a deadline for a major project,
Ooh.
and now I'm waiting for reviews. But last evening when I sent it 9:20, and then I said, okay, now I want to just sit down and don't do anything anymore until Monday.
Good. Yeah. So D&D is the best cure for overdue
Yes.
projects. Good. Yalla. So let's dive right into it. So last time, if I remember correctly, Enhal did its best. You did your best to kind of exorcise the whatever spirit demon that kind of possessed Lorraine, and I think that you managed to do so. So you pushed kind of whatever evil that befell her, but that spirit flew into the air and then sank into the earth, and from wherever it sank, a couple of zombies or undead creature kind of erupted, and an armored figure that was also undead kind of led them into what appeared to be an assault directly, like or directed against you specifically, Enhal. So you guys managed to kind of push the undead away, protect the villagers who were terrified. And during the fight, you noticed that all of the undead had the inverted triangle marked on their forehead. So in the end, you managed to kind of kill the zombies and defeat the weirdly armored thing, and then they turned into spirit form again and sank into the ground again, and you never saw them again. After that, you set forth to kind of continue on the road toward Elturel. Elturel is to the west, so you need to kind of go north until you see the river. Scornable is a city that is located there, and then the idea was to basically turn west. At that point, you parted ways with the villagers. Mort and his small group will continue to Scornable. They did thank you for protecting them and for helping them along the way. And Kedrick, I think that you gave them a little bit of money without making a big show out of it, which they, or specifically Mort, really appreciated. You did notice that it seems like a lot of the major cities in the area are now surrounded by refugee camps. So people with tents trying to huddle next to the big cities. It seems like cultist activity and mercenary activity really increased. So they parted ways with you, and you had a small discussion with regards to should you go on a ship, should you cross the river to visit Scornable, do you want to simply head still in the wilds towards El Turel, and you decided to continue along the river without boarding any ship or vessel or something like that. You did have some time to rest, and during that time, Eliath took advantage of the fact that most of you were kind of dozing or half asleep, and kind of said to himself by like, quietly, "I'm a Harper agent." Not
I
sure.
dreamed it. It was a dream. Inception.
And Enhel, you buried your sending stone under an interesting looking tree that has golden berries growing on top of it. And Mal kind of investigated the tree and realized that those berries are the favorite food for fairy dragons. So you popped one into your mouth, and then weird. Yes, yeah, of course. And then weird things started to happen. So you kind of felt, happy and goody good, but also something happened to your vision, and you, while enjoying the nice colors that kind of started appearing in front of you, you also saw a couple of orcs, armored, holding weapons with shields bearing the inverted triangle symbol, and they were sneaking up on the group. But only you noticed that. And I think that this is where we stopped.
They did attack.
Oh, they did attack. Interesting.
Yes,
I
they threw
I
like
pointed them out. Hey guys,
Yeah, and
I
then-
see
then
these
they-
orcs too.
Yeah, they threw a spear or shot an arrow from a bow or something and hit me in the leg.
Oh, got it.
I am currently hurt.
Okay.
And also they are no longer invisible.
Ah, nice. Good. Okay. So let's start this with an initiative check.
Of course.
14.
Okay.
7.
15.
Just a second, guys. Just a second.
Well, I accidentally rolled twice. I'll keep the first, not the best, but it is also the best.
So let's see. So Kedrick with a 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enhal with 18.
With 18. Eliath, Mal.
7.
7 for Mal.
15.
15. Okay. And 64 for the orcs.
Ah, great.
Okay.
Oh, is that it? Like, come on, you can do better.
Okay. Oops. Chin. Okay, so that's okay. Enhal, So since the orcs kind of did their thing, or their surprise round essentially, what do you want to do? You can see 3 of them, all perched to attack. All are armored and looking vicious enough. Yeah.
Uh, can you explain the battlefield a little bit? Are we close to each other? Is there any gap between us?
So
Anywhere we can hide?
you were basically kind of about to camp or resting just beneath the tree. So a massive tree in front of you. You are kind of huddled around it. And those 3 orcs were approaching from the trees kind of perched in the middle of a large clearing, and they were simply approaching invisible. So there is no special terrain or rocks or something like that in front of you.
Okay, so since I suppose we are close enough to charge at one of them,
Yeah.
I'll go for an attack in the one closest to me. And give me a second. Oh, they changed the UI a little bit. Sorry.
Sure.
Okay, so I go for 10.
So
No,
your sword lunges toward one of the orcs. It kind of pulls up its shield, and you smack its shield with it with your sword. So you kind of dent the wooden and metallic shield. No real damage. However, something that surprised you, the symbol, the inverted triangle symbol, looks like still wet mud, paint, whatever they use to kind of draw it on the shield. It's not even dry yet. So as you hit it, some of the paint kind of comes off and some of it sticks to your sword.
okay,
Anything?
interesting. And I go for my second attack then
Yes.
on the same orc. That's a 25.
Yes.
And I'm lagging a little bit. 6 damage, 6 slashing.
Okay. It screams in pain and curses, falling to one knee.
Do I understand the language it speaks?
Orcish. So if you understand Orcish,
No.
so something like Krusta, and he kind of falls on one knee and then climbs back. Anything else you want to do?
No, nothing else for this turn.
Okay. Kedrick. So you can see Enhal rushing forward, smacking one of the orcs and his sword, and they kind of, in melee.
I think you skipped Elias. I think he was at 15 and I'm at 14.
Oh, correct. Goliath. So same sentence.
Okay. They're grouped up, the 3-1.
Yes. So the
Then
2 in the back are holding javelins. The one in the front is holding like a massive jagged sword.
I'm just gonna jump out of the bushes singing, and I'm gonna bring my hands down and do tidal wave, as I also activate blade song. So they have to do a dexterity saving throw against 15.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall area forward, 30 feet deep in front of me. So kind of like a tunnel. 4d8.
So, okay, 2 of them fail. The one who is a bit in the back is seems to be unaffected, but you need to tell me what the effect is.
Prone. They get knocked prone.
Okay, so the 2 in front, including the one fighting Anhal, are kind of immediately lose their balance and fall. The one behind them becomes like, you can see veins kind of popping out from his throat, and his eyes kind of bulge, and he kind of drops the javelin and picks up this, like from his back, like this huge ugly double axe, like crazy killing machine. But it's Kedrick's turn.
Oh, they took some damage, by the way.
How much?
17 to the people that failed, and then I guess 8 for the people that made it.
Okay. 17 and 17. Ferocious. As you dance and kind of swirl and twirl, you spot another orcish figure running the vast distance between the river and where you are right now, like a ninja style. So whatever this figure is, it's kind of hard. So arms pulled to the back, like there's some sort of a cape or a robe, tattered robe, kind of flopping behind it, and it's kind of trying to run as fast as possible towards you.
All right. I just point at it, and I say another one incoming, so everybody knows.
Okay. Kedrick?
Yes. How hurt do they look, those that got washed away or was prone
So
after taking 15 point damage?
they seem kind of, I mean, one of them is already pretty beaten because of the attack that Inhal kind of laid on him. So this one and the other one who were knocked prone seem to be roughed up. The last one seems to be okay.
Are they using metal armor?
What?
Their
Sorry?
armor? The armor they're using, is it made of metal?
Oh, got it. You believe so, something like ring mail. And their shields are a combination of metal and wood.
Yeah, but it works best with armor. So the one who's standing still,
Yeah.
I'll just point at him, sing a few magical words, and then his armor starts glowing red, hot red, heat metal,
Okay.
and it takes 2d8 point of fire damage,
2d8. Go for it.
Ouch.
and it has disadvantage on all the attack rolls now,
Ooh.
since he can't drop the armor. And I don't think there's any save on it. It's only if they want to hold on to something. So 14 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then I'll also like, hey, Enhal, come on, you're the big hero here. I'm trying to write an epic tale about you. Come on, show us what you can do. And give you bardic inspiration.
Awesome. So the two orcs who are on foot, or like fell down, they kind of climb up and look at the one who is still standing. He shouts at them, and points at Enhel. And they try to kind of reorient themselves, and then they gang up on you. So you are like effectively right in their way, so they don't really need to move too much. Okay, so each one of them, the first one kind of reaches back, comes out with a great axe and tries to kind of slash you, but completely misses. Seems like the spell and the fact that their leader seems to be glowing hot red is kind of distracting to them. The second one manages to hit AC 20, not natural. Hits you. Okay.
It hits.
So that's a 12. Sorry, that's a 13 slashing damage. The one who is starting to burn. So, Kedrick, remind me, the like the burn is happening at the end of each of its turns, right?
No, I'm doing it on my turns.
Oh, okay.
It's the armor that's like glowing hot red, and I have to do like a bonus action to make it actually take damage on each of the next turns.
And okay, got
So,
it. Got it.
yeah.
So it starts to kind of You can see definitely the pain in its eyes. It then blurts something in Orcish, and let's see, waves its hands, and then you can see a spectral spear kind of forming just in front of it. And then it directs it to Anhel.
Well, if it is an attack roll, then it has disadvantage.
Let's see. It's a melee spell attack. So I think it's still an attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the weapon. So the spear kind of tries to pierce your heart, Anhel, but you manage to kind of dodge it. It definitely seems that this creature is distracted, but then it kind of focuses, and the spear kind of moves and approaches you, Kedrick. So it's currently just, hovers in front of you. Eliath, you see that Orcish figure who is running, doing like something like this, and probably some shouts, but it's hard to hear above all the noise that your friends are doing as they fight the orcs.
What is the? Can I see what the figure? Does it look like another orc? The figure running is another orc, right?
Make a perception check.
10.
It looks like an orc, but maybe a female one.
I'm gonna just to roll the dice here and summon familiar. How far away are they from me? Like more than 60, more than 120 or feet?
In between, I would say.
Range 10 feet. Okay, I'm gonna summon familiar. I think
Yeah.
that's just an action. I'm gonna summon a hawk and send it its way to see if I can through the hawk hear what it's saying.
Okay. Send it away, and then you kind of concentrate a little bit. You think you hear in common, like something like stop, or something like that. And she switches between common and orc, like Unkla, stop, Unkla, stop.
I then come out of the bush again, assuming that I hit as like my Weasley wizard body wants to do. Then I just say, everybody, arms down, arms down. I just say to everybody.
Okay, Mal, what do you want to do?
What does it happen? When does that happen with the arms down thing?
Everything happens at once, So
Okay. So how bloodied are the orcs in front of
they
Enhel?
seem roughed out. The two in front of him, like nothing changed, nobody hurt them, but the third one seems to be in pain.
No, okay, I guess. I'll exit and try to hit with firebolt.
Okay.
Firebolt. 8, natural 1.
Okay. So
Don't I get I don't know, don't I get advantage or something with hex? Let me read just quickly. I'm not
Sadly not.
I'm not willing to accept this. No, I don't. Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess I'm still high on fairy dragon berries.
Yeah, so the firebolt kind of go through or next to the one that you kind of fired at, and the orc behind him still running towards you is kind of dodging that. Ugra, stop, Ugra.
Oh, sorry, I waved back. Such a nice orcish lady.
Um,
And
Yeah.
But he is still hexed. So he's got what do I hex him for? I don't know, wisdom.
Okay. Back at Enhel.
I'm turning my head to look at actually their friend. Is she visible
Yes.
to me?
Yes.
I'm okay. Looks orc though.
Yes.
Okay. The spear is still active, I guess. So I'll try to land a hit on the guy who's concentrating on the spear.
Okay.
Which
Damn, I
is
should have hexed him for Constitution.
18 hits.
18 hits, definitely.
So it's 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
Is the spear still
Yes.
active?
Still active.
And another attack on it. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Which is 15 damage. Slashing
Okay.
damage.
You want to describe how the miserable creature ends its life?
I want to slash it diagonally in two and let the upper half slide down.
Oh my
Nice.
god. Okay. So you kind of whoosh with your mighty sword. The creature kind of tries to step forward and then step backward, and then the two parts kind of split and fall. At this point, the other two warriors seems to be a little bit unsure of themselves, and it seems like the orc lady starts. She, if at all possible, she starts to run faster, and you believe she's running toward one of the orcs who are still remaining.
Okay.
Anything else you want
After
to do?
this, I look at the other two orcs and speak in common if they understand something. It's time to surrender. And I hope they get a little bit feared.
So one of them looks a little bit hesitant. So it kind of takes a step back, and you can see that on its face. He's not sure. However, the other one kind of blurts out a war cry, "Grunshkara!" And then just the shout kind of rattles the other one, and both raise their weapons. Eliath.
Seeing as they raise their weapon, Eliath will then. Can I notice which one the woman is running to?
Yes. So it was the one who was a little bit more hesitant. So still, they're wearing the same kind of armor. Seems like uniform. However, he
Yeah.
has his, like a split beard with kind of bones tying the two knots, while the other one has a more full one tucked into its splint mail.
I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on the one that the woman is running to.
Okay.
So it'll believe this thing is true. Just a bunch of chains around them. If
Okay.
this is how the spell works, I think. And so he'll believe he's actually chained. But he has to succeed on a 15 intelligence check.
Okay. So you cast the spell, and it seems like like those virtual chains kind of wrap it, and he shouts in fear and rage, but then it does like this, and your virtual chains kind of fly everywhere. The female orc, she kind of yelps, she kind of screams, but then she sees him still, moving. She kind of puts her head down and running as fast as possible toward him. You believe that she'll be here in the next round. Anything else you want to do?
I get between the woman and the other two orcs.
Okay, so we
So I
kind
just
of
run in the way.
okay, got it. Kedrick.
Yes, they did seem to understand Enhel when he spoke in common to them, right?
Seems like it, yes.
Yes. Then, well, if you want to continue fighting, then I will use my magic to make you burn just like your leader, and then I'll use a cantrip that make lights only. So I will do. I can do like 4 lights and like move them around. So I'll make 2 lights on each of the swords to make them like seem to glow up, or the axes or whatever the weapons that we're using, like they're going to glow up hot. But it's just a light spell. It won't hurt them at all, but I will try to fool them into thinking that the weapons is going to be really hot and they will burn them.
Awesome.
So I should probably do like a performance check or
Yes, and do it
something
with
like that.
do this with advantage because of the
Uh,
unique way you did the spell.
That is not great, but it's also not that bad. So 17.
Okay. Interesting. So both of them, in their turn, will kind of drop the swords or the axes or whatever they were kind of holding. So the weapon kind of drop to the ground. And then, however, they will kind of maneuver around Enhal, and one of them will say to the other, like, "Usklaka," and they will simply try to grab you and with their hands, dirty hands, claws, and everything, try to kind of strangle you or lock you or something like that. I need you to make a dexterity or strength check against theirs. They try to kind of hold you in place.
Modified 20.
Okay, so you can see them jumping on the paladin, but with one hand you push one of them, and with the other you simply push another, like two orcs trying to move a refrigerator and not succeeding. So you kind of just nonchalant push them, and at that point the orcish woman or warrior kind of appears. And she raises both of her hands and shouts, "Please, stop!" And the orcs seem like, flabbergasted. But it's Mal's turns. So what do you want to do, Mal? Please,
I move.
they do not know what they are doing.
I move my hex spell on her, just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, well, I hear this, right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, obviously they don't know who they're dealing with, pointing at myself. Future queen of the witches. So make them stop and I'll think about forgiving them. And I keep my action ready, my spell action ready. I ready my spell action.
Okay. She tries to interject between Enhal and the orcs, like putting, but at that point, she's kind of going straight through your, path because you positioned yourself exactly at the same place. So
I don't want to kill her. I have nothing that's a lightful touch. So I think I'm just gonna try to just like an airbender, just put myself in front of her, and if she gets near me, I'll probably just dance away.
no, she is. I
See
mean,
if she can get through me.
she's trying to get through you in order to kind of push everyone back. You do notice as she's kind of moving her hands to the air that on her belt are two wicked looking, like, curved daggers.
See.
So, you know,
I'm just gonna Thunder Wave her. Level 1 Thunder Wave. I'm sure you can probably make it. That is a con save 15. If not, she gets pushed back 10
Okay,
feet.
so that's what you want to do, but it's Enhal's turn, so I'll let him kind of do
Oh.
his thing. And no, that's fine. That's fine. Enhal, you can see Alith starting to, weave a thunderclap or something like that.
Thunder Wave, yeah.
Thunder wave.
Or
Yeah.
clap.
I guess the spell slot is still there, so I'll try to save it. I saw that here while I guess still being melee with the other two.
Yeah.
What's your relation with Mercury,
So who are you asking?
the woman?
She kind of tries to push herself between your arms and the orc. So in a sense, she's kind of helping you put hands on their chests. And as she does that, you also notice those two, like, very sharp daggers. And then she says, Lorca is enhancing them, bewitch them, told them to kill you, take your blood. Please, they're not doing in their mind. And she kind of tries to push them away. And they start a lot of curses in Orcish. I mean, they are cursing her. She's responding. But it seems they are very eager to kind of put their hands on your throat.
Okay. So are they hurt, the two orcs?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I'll try to swing a non-lethal attack at one to make it
The
faint.
one with a split beard, or the one with the...
I'll go to the non-hesitant one, the one
Okay.
who was with the war cry.
Okay.
So I wanna hit him on the head with the hilt of the sword.
Okay.
I don't know what modifier do I
Yeah, just roll for an attack.
with the sword, I guess. So
Yeah.
natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, and normally you just roll normal damage, and then it's just non-lethal damage.
Yeah. Just roll and double it.
Okay, I'll roll the damage then.
Like you need to roll twice or something, right?
12 non-lethal.
Okay, so you smack your sword hilt on its head, and it kind of, and then falls to the side. And at this point, the orc woman kind of pushes the other one, who seems a little bit kind of unfazed, and then she slaps him. And that's an orc slap, so blood comes out. He doesn't look hurt as much as he looks offended, and they starts this weird exchange in Orcish. So
With my second attack, I would attack it. I would attack here, but I raise the sword and I command them to speak in common.
okay,
If you actually, I say if you want to live, speak in common, and that's it for me.
okay. So she kind of grabs the collar of the orc and looks at all of you, and says, she says, my stupid Nobach is following the orders of a bewitched shaman. He's not in his right mind. And then she slaps him again. It's all because of the flayed warrior.
The Flayed
What
Warrior.
Yes,
Flame? Okay.
flayed.
Flayed. Okay, yeah.
Does this ring a bell? History-wise?
Yep, flayed. Make a check.
Mm-hmm. 11.
So nothing really comes to mind. However, you do have this memory of the armored figure that you fought just not a while ago, and you definitely remember, his undead kind of condition. So maybe she means something like that.
Yeah. I ask her, where's this corrupted shaman?
The orc next to it kind of snarls at her, and she tells him, "Toras, silence!" And then she turns at you and says, "Our tribe was visited by the flayed warrior. It compelled us to go seek this." And she points at Enhal. And she kind of raises her arm and looks at the orc. It says, Father, didn't want him to die."
All right. We never cleansed this curse from anybody, right? In our game?
I think Enhal managed to kind of purge the spirit from Lorraine using his channel divinity, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah, but that was more like a possession.
Exactly.
Yes, they are just manipulated, no cursed, I believe.
Really? Okay.
Maybe medically charmed,
So
perhaps.
Can we
um,
examine them?
I
Mhm.
will let my firebolt that I hold. I will just let it fizzle. And so, lady, you're not making sense. What happened? Tell us. And I make her describe what exactly was done to these warriors, and I try to make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, I'm getting some rope to tie up the one that Enhal knocked out.
Okay.
So if he wakes up, he won't continue like fighting us, stab us in the back.
18.
She looks at you and says, "We, Skinfell tribe, live in hills. One night, Blade warrior comes in, compels shaman to paint," and then she kind of grabs the shield of one of the warriors with the paint on it. Says, "We bend to his will now. We seek great warrior, bring his dead flesh to the shaman. We don't want that. Foul, stinky flesh. Not orc way, not honor. Use magic, hide, attack with no see."
I kind of saw them.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Who's the dead orc? Is that like your shaman or something? He used magic.
She looks at the creature and says, "Rock, this is Rock. He accepted full magic of flayed warrior."
So, from what she describes, with an Arcana check of 18, can I make any deductions of what might have caused them to be compelled like this?
So you don't think they were compelled? You think they were forcibly persuaded? So orcs are very, they kind of adhere to the strongest one in the tribe, and if someone from the outside strong enough to kind of make them change their ways, they are. You definitely think that that specific orc was imbued with some more power. So that the a spear that came out of nowhere, and you also believe it was about or trying to kind of heal itself or something like that. So that's not something that orc shamans can bestow. It's something else. Um, So there's that. She
Does
says,
the fem-
yeah,
oh,
sorry.
does the female orc looks like a warrior of honor? I mean, can I understand that she's speaking the truth and
Make an
that's
insight check.
16?
Okay. You believe she is telling the truth as far as she kind of behaves. You definitely feel that something is going on here in addition to that, because orcs usually don't shy away from a fight. And it's kind of weird that she was doing her best to find her mate and stop this. So that's unusual, but you don't sense that she's lying or something like that.
Why did you interrupt the battle? It's against your customs. Do I sense that you might want to ask us something?
She says, no honor in following Blade Warrior. Shaman Lorca compelled. Orcs not compelled. And then she says, you, magic, faith, help free Lorca, help free Skinfell.
I turn to the others and say,
I'm in.
This looks like a trap, guys. Why?" And I turn back to her and say, "Why should I believe that you are not a flayed follower trying to trap us without even fighting?"
She says, Flayed Warrior sends best die. Skinfell die. You help fight Flayed Warrior. And she kind of like fights with the word, and then she says evil. Fellskin, no evil. Fellskin strong, survive.
So if you
It
weren't
sounds to me like it's the
following,
right thing to do.
yeah, but if you weren't following the Flayed Warrior, who would you be fighting then?
She kind of puts her hand on her chest and says, Orc fight humans,
Well, good thing I'm not human.
but orc no need follow smoke visions. Orc need follow their heart.
So you
Well,
would attack just other small farms and everything instead of us.
She kind of struggles with with the concept, and then she says, orcs fight evil human. Come, burn villages, burn orc food. We fight for honor. We don't. And then she kind of again struggles with the word and then says, steal. Honor.
Yeah. Don't we have one of the holy symbols of
Yeah.
Tiamat?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
yeah, wait,
Yeah.
I have one here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she has like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Look, this one. No, this one.
Yeah. Are the evil humans you're fighting using that symbol?
Oh, this one?
She says, she points at that and says, fight orc, fight human. No honor. Orc, human, fight with honor.
Yeah. If she wants
So-
to fight the other cultists, maybe we should help. Say, looking at you in hell.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend.
No,
Of
they,
course.
they can also just be our friend. And why don't we help them? And then we will see if they have honor or not.
You say that loudly, I hope.
Yes.
So I want her to hear it.
She says,
So-
me. Take you. See Lorca. No smoke vision. Speak. Fight. For honor.
You understand that you may have to face your own tribe.
Tribe. Holy warrior. Against. Blade warrior. Win. With honor.
So excuse me for a moment. I can't take this anymore. I will do a understand language spell. Yes, okay for you? Orc lady? Good.
Yes.
Okay. So okay, and now I can understand. I will translate. So you can speak Orcish to me.
So she tells you that, and for all of the rest, it sounds like she's cursing Mal, but Mal is kind of nodding, and yes, like I get it. She tells you that their shaman, Lorca, was he was visited by an armored figure with the flesh of the dead, who compelled him to do his bidding. Using what she called smoke vision, but you believe it's some sort of a magic or something like that that kind of, made some of the warriors in the tribe follow that that creature. And you
How
believe
many of the warriors?
so it's not like the tribe is not huge, and most of its warriors have recently died because of the clashes with the cultists and the mercenaries. And she's basically telling you that the orcs who are living in the hills in the wild are fighting the humans on even terms. So it's not they're not just, it's not a sneak through the night into a house, kill everyone and flee with the baby or something like that. It's attacking in midday, fighting them, and yes, stealing food, or raising, a house or two and taking the whatever loot they find. So these orcs are not good. Just for to be completely clear, they're not good. They're fighting your people. However, she seems to feel that those cultists are the greater danger. And then she basically says she'll mediate some sort of a meeting between you and Lorca. And if both of you can fight the undead together, then you could go back to the natural order in which you fight on even terms. So this is what she's kind of asking / offering.
Well, we have to debate this.
This could be a good opportunity
So
to learn more about the cultist.
So she pulls the orc back and she starts shouting at him as you kind of take the time to discuss.
Oh, I can understand what they're shouting about.
You miserable! You left me with the kids, and it's like that.
Oh, okay, that's not. Oh, like my aunt. Okay, so I think we should help them, and then we should tell them that because we help them, they will be our bodyguards or something like this, or maybe they can be my first knights at my future court. Things like this.
Nodding out, Mel, you can always take a promise from them if they won't help.
Well, I can't take a promise from them, but I could trick them into promising me something. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, I like the way you think, and how, like a true Fey Paladin. She winks at you.
Well, I mean, for the last 3 to 4 days, we are constantly being chased from these Merkle things, undeads, cultists. I believe we should give it an end. We cannot continue struggling to survive attack after attack.
So
Yes.
we should make them promise something to us. Of course. Like bringing us to the city. No, like serving us for the rest of their lives. And that's maybe a little bit too much. So, strange orc lady. Hello.
Yeah, she turns around.
So, my name is Mal. What is your name?
Morup.
Morup. Morup, nice to meet you. So, we decided that since you are honorable orcs, you will return the favor if we help you. And we want to hear what you offer.
She looks at you kind of not in a confused way, but she points at Enhal and says that the flayed warrior has left something in the tribe's caves. This is how it comes into being, through the smoke visions. She can hand you this, whatever artifact it is. She claims it's a kind of hard to describe, but something like, it seems like a crown of some sort, a large one that is sitting on the ground, and in order to bring forth the this warrior, some sort of a ritual needs to be done, or not a magic ritual, but you need to kind of light a fire and all those kind of things. So she says that your reward would be getting rid of that thing, or taking it, or whatever.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you are offering us something that you want to get rid of anyway, which is not really a reward.
She kind of shrugs and says, I mean, the creature can continue and hunt you guys.
Well, it's going to kill your tribe first.
She kind of smiles, a face full of broken teeth, etc. And she says, okay, what do you want?
How many of you are left?
She says, wearingly enough.
Well, you could be our guard train for a while. And so we help your tribe, and in return, you help us collect honor for all of us again.
Collect what? Sorry?
Honor.
She looks confused.
And you will guard our mission. You will guard us on our mission for the next year.
She says, what? Like, she asks about your mission. What is your mission?
Well, it's a secret mission, of course.
Yeah.
We're fighting against the evil cultist people that you've been fighting against.
So you are offering something that you want to get rid of, and we are demanding something from you that we are going to do anyway. So it's a good deal.
She says, what do you need protection from?
From orcs like you, for example.
She says, that can be arranged.
And other dangers.
Many.
Yeah.
Dragons and stuff. Well, actually, the blue dragon was pretty stupid. It could have fried us, but it didn't. And then it said it could. Well, never mind. And the red dragon, well, I killed it myself. But it was. Well, I killed a dragon when I was 10. What did you do when you were 10?
She says, I killed my first 2 humans with those. And she points at the wicked blades.
Nice.
She
I pull
says,
out the manticore blade. I use this one usually. The
She-
manticore thing.
she says, we can definitely protect you throughout your journeys in the wild. However, they are not going into any human city or near it. And they can guarantee that no tribe from here to the sea will trouble you or worry you in the least.
Okay.
How far away are your caves?
She points and says, 2 days of ride towards the 2 suns. And you think that she means by like 2 suns to El Turel. So 2 days toward El Turel.
Oh, so it's the right way we're going anyway. Good.
Yeah. So, and we get the crown, of course.
She nods and says,
To destroy it, Mel.
To wear it,
Oof.
crown.
You'll
Queen?
glue it afterwards and wear it when it has no magic in it. Deal?
We will do like we did with the sword. We will re-enchant it to make it a real witch queen's regalia. Ha! I just made up that word.
okay.
Yeah, it's a word nobody has ever used before. Correct.
Exactly.
Write it down.
She beams very proudly of herself.
Okay. So what do you want to do with the one that you tied up? That one seems kind of still edgy.
I will go to it. Is it awake?
If you want it to be, yeah.
It's tied up. Okay, I will slap it awake. Hey, Orky! Say something.
It spits in your face like.
Funny. So, what's your problem?
It says Lorca will hear of this and will not forgive.
Oh, but you will.
It seems like it was directing its words toward towards Morub, sorry.
Oh, you are insulting my new friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still lying on the ground, right?
Yes.
So I spit back on it. I spit over its face on its face.
Oh,
there you go.
You speak orc.
Yes.
And it then looks at Enhal and says, "Your life are forfeit." In Orcish, but Mel can translate, of course.
Lol. Look who's talking! I pull out the manticore, the spike, and hold it against his eye and say, "You're gonna look like Groomsh in a moment." Just move your head forward and nod if you want it.
I look over at the orc lady. Like, we can kill him, or we could bring him with us, but he has to be tied up, and you have to make sure that he doesn't cause any trouble.
She says, "Sure, I'll make sure." And then she kind of take 2 steps, draw her dagger, and slit open his throat.
Oh, nice one. Let me see that thing. Look at mine. I start to nerd talk with her about daggers.
Awesome. She seems to be very proficient with them. However, she says, if you don't mind, that she will take her husband and kind of follow you at a distance, not to draw any unwanted attention to you or to them, if it's okay by you. Or you can follow them. Or you can follow them. That depends on how you want to do this.
Well, someone has to introduce us to your tribe, right? And
Yes.
that would be nice if that wouldn't be the element of surprise, because that could kind of backfire on us, if you know what I mean.
So she says like she will guide you throughout the next 2 days toward the lair of their tribe, and she will make sure that you are aware of what's going on before you get too close to that place.
Yeah, couldn't we travel together and you can guide us like around other people?
She said she kind of looks a little bit surprised, but says like yes, she doesn't care. She thought that you would care, but fine.
Well, maybe we get to be friends.
She looks at you as the word friend is something totally unfamiliar to her, but she will join the ride. Let's call it this way.
And I explained to her, that's a word that means if you have respect for each other because you fought alongside each other and you watched each other doing great deeds in battle that were honorable.
Oh, so then she smiles. She smiles. Oh yeah, that's totally familiar. That she can dig that. She can dig that.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, fairy dragonberry. You want one?
Okay. So you now have an orcish like I would say a rogue. She kind of moves fast, trying to kind of always gouge the surroundings. So she's with you, and basically dragging her Nimwit husband, who's kind of just walking
What about
behind
the
her.
equipment of the dead ones?
No, she doesn't worry about that. Like too much to carry.
Yeah, don't they have small valuables? Let me check.
So the other orc, javelins and a great axe, and a ring mail. The one who is a little bit more, how would you call it, imbued with some magic. The only thing that you can find on him, a small skull that seems to have one of its eyes kind of gouged, and the other eye, rotten and shriveled, is still inside.
Small? How small?
Like this, like a monkey or a small orc or something like that. And she says it's the holy symbol of their tribe.
Right. So you want to carry it home?
She kind of shrugs. She doesn't believe in those things. She's a
Yeah,
fighter.
it looks like my thing. I put it in my pocket. Great. Maybe I convert. Maybe not. I cross my fingers. And was that the magic orc?
Yeah, that was the magic orc.
Okay. Is it still bleeding or something?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Open wounds.
It's dead, but sure.
So I guess since it's a magic orc, it won't hurt to try something with it later. And I take some, put it in one of my vials.
Oh, some blood. Okay, got it.
It has lots of blood, actually, man. It's cut in half.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know where to start. Got me confused. Okay, I'm through with the gross stuff, and I prestidigitate, clean myself, and we can go now. I'm sorry.
Okay. So she guides you through the wilderness, but she kind of moves you throughout the wild in a way that bypasses local villages or settlements. And every time there is either a cart, like a merchant's cart or something, some travelers along the way, she kind of makes sure to steer clear. And with her guidance, you pass 2 quiet nights and days with no interruptions or anything like that. There was once a time in which she stopped and kind of did something to wave off what seems to be a like a scouting party or something like that of orcs, but then she made herself visible, and then they kind of scuttle away. So looks like she is keeping her end of the agreement. Anything you want to do during those 2 nights?
Make sure we are keeping staying like watch, like one of us each time we rest, like we keep watch on them and our surroundings.
Okay.
Totally agree with it.
Sure.
And that's why I wanted to travel with them, so we had eyes on them.
Good. She seems to be
And
very. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
is the rest long enough to be long
Yes.
enough?
Yeah. You,
Oh,
2
how
days.
wonderful. And
Yeah,
I will
already
ask her
clicked on
if she knows where to pick herbs and stuff,
So she kind of
or like the survival thing.
she says that this is Lorca's like special ability. Like he's very good with herbs that are making the smoke visions.
Oh, smoke visions. Okay, I want to have some smoke visions.
Anything else you guys want to do during those 2 days, nights?
Nope, not me.
Okay.
I want to discuss with our wizards if we can have a way to understand and speak Orcish once we are in the meeting with Lorca.
Yeah, we have
If
comprehend languages as a ritual.
Okay, so we can have it all of us or just you?
No, just comprehend languages you can only cast on yourself.
Okay.
So we would need tongues, I guess, but I don't have it.
During each of those nights, she's like
Or I'm sorry, or we
Yeah.
find a language that everyone speaks, like Infernal, which obviously everyone speaks, right? Like everybody speaks Infernal, right? And I'm quoting heavy metal phrases.
she when nights come, she basically says, I'm off hunting, and she keeps her husband with you as a, I don't know, a deposit, that to make sure that she's back. So she says, like, you can keep him until I'm back. So
We are babysitting him.
what?
We're babysitting him.
Yeah. So the first night she brings back lamb, and she kind of with her daggers kind of gut it, and they just gorge on it like raw, no cooking. But then as you make this face, she kind of brings up her bloody face from it and says, "Oh, right, you're cooking it." And so she kind of slices a couple of chunks and gives it to you so you can actually cook it.
I like it either way, like I was taught.
Who's gonna do the cooking role?
Yeah. So
You.
on the second night, she like asks you, do you, if you have any other preference for game, like any specific animal you want her to hunt for?
Hmm. What haven't I eaten out here?
She says.
Maybe there's a special sort of deer around here.
So
It's very
she
difficult
said
to catch.
she says there are like deer, definitely goblins. She can definitely catch one of those.
Oof.
She is saying that there are a couple of how does it call, like those dire whatever pigs or something like that, not wild boars or something like that she could probably try and get, but goblins are like she can cook them or fillet them like amazingly well, if that's like goblin fingers, the speciality of her tribe. So
I want to try.
I am curious now. If you say it that way.
So can you bring two and we cook one and I keep one to play with?
So she kind
Oh,
of
that's gonna
I don't
smell.
think I have
Now
enough
that's gonna
wine
smell.
to wash that down with. Like I only have one wine skiff left. Oh, and my good bottle here that I'm still keeping hidden for a special occasion.
Okay, so she leaves that night with some requests from the audience. So that's the second night, and she returns with a wild boar and the chopped hand of a goblin.
Okay. Well, let's get the boar cooking then. It's gonna take a while. We can have a hand as an entry, no? An entry plate.
Yep.
Like appetizers, finger food.
Yeah,
Oh, nice
exactly.
finger food. I
And
will exchange
perfectly
recipes with
made.
her from my aunt Betty's recipes and hers.
I try to help. I rolled a medicine check earlier. I got a 15, so I don't know if that's cooking.
Okay. Okay.
Probably survival check instead to make to do
I'll
cooking.
skip
Oh.
the hand.
Okay.
Survival. Yeah.
Anything else you
Same.
guys want to do? She says that the layers are one day of like far, and a day after that it's the two suns, like it's El Turel basically. So
Yeah. Does she have any like advice for us for how we should like interact with the other orcs?
She says that like Lorca will respect like a display of power. So if she can walk in with Enhal right in front of her like a prisoner, this will kind of make all the orcs kind of go quiet, and then she can simply walk him and you guys into Lorca's chambers.
We're not going in as prisoners. You
No,
have
they
to
don't.
think of something else.
But not us. I mean, I think he means the orcs. So as
No,
if we
no,
captured them.
no.
No? Or
As
us.
if she captured
Other-
Enhal. I mean, the goal was to get Enhal Dead's body back into the lair, but she says if he will walk alive, but as a prisoner, this will kind of make all other orcs respect her.
Won't other
Well, how
orcs,
about if they respect us and we capture you?
well, won't other orcs try to kill me in this scenario in order to get my body to Lorca?
She says if you are walking as my prisoner, you're dead already. They won't try to kill you.
We're not going in as prisoners. You have to think of something else.
Yeah, that's showing weakness.
She kind of scolds and says that she will not sneak you inside like cowards.
Nope.
No, what if
Nope.
we just all go in armed, like weapons out, all of us, like together, not aggressively, but just have our weapons out to see like we have we are strong,
She says,
and you are bringing us in, but we are still armed, but we are still following you.
that would not fly. Like Orkway is, you bring prisoners inside standing. Going in with just arms up is an ask for a fight. And she says, like, we don't want to fight the entire tribe. We'll lose.
So why don't you like sneaking, huh?
No,
Well, why
not?
don't you sneak out the crown and then we get rid of the crown for you, and then you have your freed tribe as well.
No, she says sneaking is not her tribe's way.
Could you bring Lorcal out to us?
She says yes. But it has to be in some underground cave or something like that. Lorca is very old, doesn't like to kind of leave the complex, the cave complex, and we cannot ambush him. She said that this will ruin everything.
Okay. Can we make a distraction then to empty your caves? Maybe raise an alarm or something.
She hesitates and then says that might work. That's not a not a bad thing. And then she looks at her husband and says, "Yeah, that can be done."
We go like this. I mean, it's the safest.
Okay.
All right.
Makes sense. So night comes. She goes for yet another hunting round. Any special request this time?
Not goblin. Like just watching those hands. Like, ugh. I lost my appetite. I barely drank any wine. I say with like, oh, this wineskin is empty. Oh, that's why I didn't drink anymore.
Okay.
I thought the fingers weren't bad at all. Yeah, it was tangy, sweet, sour.
I like the marrow.
Goblin.
Oh
don't-
yeah, another wineskin to wash the thought of those things away.
Good. Okay.
Well,
So yeah. Sorry.
no. It's all good. All good.
Okay. Morning comes, and then she walks you a little bit off road, starting to kind of put some distance between you and the river. And at this point, you can see the second sun above El Turel in the horizon. So it's kind of a tiny dot of flaring light above, like gleaming silver spires. So that's definitely El Turel, but she's kind of leading you away. A hilly terrain, a little bit of a forested area, and then she kind of points at two hills that kind of crush into one another, and then there's an opening there. She points at that space and says that this is the caves. So she speaks to her husband, who will barge in and get as many warriors out as possible, with some excuse, even though this isn't really the word she kind of uses. And then it will allow you and her to walk in relatively peacefully into Lorca's chambers.
I think I can turn myself into an orc. Actually, I'm gonna use well, I could prepare it beforehand. Shape change, I believe it was called, so I can turn into an orc. Make it look like I'm another one.
Sure.
Maybe look less threatening.
Okay. Even though she kind of says that you don't smell like a skinfell, but she kind of shrugs. You can probably pass as one.
Zug zug.
Good.
Alter self. Here it is.
Any other
Yes.
preparation you guys want to do?
Well, I believe it's not very stealthy, but we can be stealthy. And actually, we can't fool the orcs inside that we are orcs. I will, since orcs respect power, I will enter the cave with the sword lit up.
Okay.
So that I pre-light it.
Okay.
I'll just look cute and make stupid comments.
So we have Eliath as an orc, Enhal with a sword being lit, Mal snarky as usual, Kedrick.
It's doing my best to look tough, which I'm not good at. But I'll just make sure that my like daggers, rapier, and crossbow is like visible on me. Not like out and ready, but like visible on me that I'm armed.
Okay. Makes sense. So, yeah.
I will summon one of my servants,
Okay.
and I will use the summon Fae, and I will summon a cute little leprechaun who will carry my banner, and I give him some, I don't know, thing. It's a fairy queen banner. It looks different.
Good.
One last thing also, I will leave a donkey outside, and in order to have something to notify me if the orcs return.
Okay.
I will make it the charming version of the spell, so that if in case they try something, that we can make them our friends quickly.
Good. Makes sense. So you guys prepare yourself, and then Morub's orc husband kind of rushes into the cave, waves his hands a little bit, and then 6 orc warriors burge out and start to circle the hill, following him roughly towards the river. She kind of looks at you and says, "Let's go in."
My queen, you can follow me.
Okay.
I will scout ahead for you, my leprechaun says, charmingly,
So you guys kind of
and makes a
follow.
big show of making me the queen. I'm sorry.
No, as you
I
run forward,
mute myself.
he kind of throws flowers like as you kind of run into the cave, right?
Skip into the cave and the flowers. That's fine.
Yes, and some of the flowers turn into butterflies as it throws the petals.
Yeah. So
Butterflies and flowers.
and Hal, your sword kind of illuminates the entrance. You can see kind of a cave, pretty smelly, pretty shallow or low, so you kind of need to hunch a little bit, and definitely goes in deep into the hill. So a lot of garbage around, so definitely orcs have been using this place as a place to live. Straw mattresses, bones, refuge, like a ton of dirt all around. So as you all kind of come in, Murub leads the way, following kind of your sword, and starts to kind of go deeper and deeper into the hill. There's a lot of corridors or tunnels that lead left and right, but she simply keeps on heading forward. And at this point, you guys kind of start to worry a little bit. All the refuge remains and the like signs of living orcs seems to be gone at the entrance. So only the entrance has the appearance of someone living in it. But the tunnels which you are now following look surprisingly quiet and, I wouldn't say clean, but deserted.
Well,
Why don't you send your hawk ahead and scout?
Exactly. That's what I do. Hopefully it's lit enough in here.
also,
Yeah.
can I
Gonna go ahead.
add something? I also try to detect any fiend undead or celestial thing around us as we walk.
Okay, go for it. So you kind of concentrate, and you don't feel any of those things around you. So just an empty cave. Kedrick, you wanted to say something or do something?
I was about to say to Enhal, can you try detecting undead?
Oh, got it. So nothing of that sort, and your hawk kind of flutters forward, and going left, right, left, right. It eventually goes into like a chamber that seems to be surrounded with two, I wouldn't say torches, but like braziers full of hot coals. On top of them, there are all kinds of herbs, so they are making some, smoke filling the cave. but the chamber inside is empty.
Any entrances, exits, windows, holes going into this room besides the one that Hawk entered in?
So not that you can see,
Mhm.
and there is, however, a standing mirror inside of the chamber.
The Hawk lands in front of the mirror.
Okay.
Does it see itself?
Yes.
Do I see any sort of magical things through the Hawk's eyes, runes, any signs of that?
Make a perception check.
20.
What you don't see is any footsteps in the cave. So there is only the mirror that is standing there. The frame is obviously like it seems to be made of bone, and the surface of the mirror is a little bit kind of wobbly. So the familiar, it kind of sees itself, but the reflection is a little bit kind of moving, swelling, dipping.
Okay. Mel, what have your aunt told you about magical mirrors made of bone?
Oh, don't look at it. Don't go through it. And especially if they are two opposite each other, don't stand in the middle.
Got it.
But you can throw things at it, small things that don't break them if they're real. Because if they're not real, then it's going to go through on the other side. And if something throws something back out, maybe we should reconsider our plans.
Well, the shaman is not here. The Lorcan, they're not here. At least my Hawk doesn't see them in the room unless they're invisible. And there's no footsteps. This might be a trap.
Yeah.
And it isn't just the herbs burning.
So I will.
Did you see the crown?
There was nothing. No crown. Just a mirror.
Orc lady, what's going on? Like, where is everybody? What's happening here?
So you turn to her, but she's not there.
Damn it.
Weren't we following her?
Left, right, left, gone.
I begin moving back where we came from.
So as you do, in the darkness of the cave, you can see an armored figure standing like in one of the entrances, pretty far from you right now. But that armored figure is kind of filling the space. As I told you, the place is very small, so it stands there and kind of fills the hatchway or the passageway in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my leprechaun, go break the mirror.
And as you say that, you hear a voice coming from the armored figure says, "Well, I just want to talk, and you buried the stones under the tree." And then the armored figure kind of moves forward and removes the helmet, and you can see the face of the priest who you met in the caves outside of Burdusk.
I think Donkey Kong, there is some XP down here.
She says, it's really important that we speak. I can shed a lot of light or darkness about...
Well, quit talking about it and do it. You are speaking.
I need to speak with Angel.
Well, you can speak
Here
to
we
him.
are
He's
all
right here.
here. Speak.
She says, as you head to Elturel, seek Zilrin's shop.
Can you write it, please? Zeal Greens.
It's like Xylrin. You'll find a fountain in front of it. The fountain has a grill inside of it, matching the pattern you have on your key. It's.
And why should I do that?
Do you want to know where you came from and where you're headed?
I'm more curious on why your creatures and your undeads are hunting us all the way here.
They are trying one way of persuasion, I'm trying another.
So you want to kill me and you want me to surrender myself somehow to this?
I already killed you once.
Is he telling bullshit right now? Can I detect
Yeah, do make an insight check.
insight? Okay.
Walking
14.
walking around not knowing what you should know, you are a danger to yourself and your friends. And you need to know, Anhal. You forgot. And you need to know.
That's who.
Says I.
Aye. That anybody can call himself that.
I approach her, not armed yet. Can you tell me what is in the mirror at the end of the corridor?
It will lead you to Lorca, and the other way of persuasion my colleagues are trying to force upon you. If you want to fight it, that's the place. But my road is easier, even if more hard to digest. You will see the truth. That is your past.
Okay.
By-
The insight roll was 14, by the way. Do I
Yeah.
sense that she's telling the truth?
You believe so.
At least she believes she tells the truth.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says, "This is the last warning that I can give you. With me, by opening the lock, which you have the key to, you can learn the truth and you can decide your own fate. The others, they will decide it for you. I highly recommend you take my path."
So the orc is not real? Is your friend? Is what?
He is real. It's not just me who is in this. Not only me is looking for you. The flayed warrior, they call it. He was called by Merkel, the same as I am called by Merkel. But Merkel is many things. That path is a lot more unpleasant than the path I can give you.
Couldn't we go stop the flayed man and then go to the shop?
You can definitely do that.
Do we have the ability to stop the flayed man, you think?
The crown that the orc lady was talking about is one of the designs of my colleagues. You've met him in the city, in the town next to Burdusk. He is one of the faithful, but a man of such greed and ambition that he would do almost everything in order to get up and higher in the ranks of our small organizations. However, the path that he took is one of force, of bending someone else to his will. this crown can do that to undead and to the living. And then when she's saying that, she's looking at you, Angel. My path will show you what it means, Angel, to be one of the dead and of the living. But I believe that you need to be aware, that you need to understand in order to make the right choices moving forward. And there are some difficult choices in your future. That's it. You can go through the mirror, you can fight, but it will be just another battle that you might win or might not win. Either way, that path leads to them winning. My path leads to something else.
Who is them? Your colleagues, you mean?
The Legion.
History
Legion
sounds.
Schmiedian.
So in the book, there is a mention of the Legions of Merkel. So you kind of understand that she is not representing them. Probably she means like another sect of Merkel's followers. So that's it.
Okay. Do we notice last time we met here, she had a wyvern, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Is it somewhere around here?
Nope.
Okay.
She then turns around and says, Zilrin's shop, the fountain in front of it. A grate, a key, and a lock. And then answers, Angel. Or you can choose the mirror. Up to you.
If you aren't like directly allied with the other path cult, why don't you want us to fight them? If you want your side to win.
Again, not sure I understood.
Like if she's not like really closely allied with the others, like they're different paths at the Church of Merkel, then why does she want us to fight the other side of the church so she can become stronger, or her side can become stronger?
She says, each one of us is allowed to interpret the ways or the commands of our God in a little bit different ways. I don't think that fighting inside of my order is the right thing to do. I believe that choices need to be made, and I think that Angel is being hunted, and I worry about what happens if they succeed.
Well, what do you think? What happens if they succeed?
Angel needs to learn that not through me saying it. Saying is not knowing. You need to open the lock, Angel. And then she turns and starts to walk away.
Do I get like a sense that there are like several factions inside this church that are trying to take control of it, or being like the head of the church? And Enhal is the key. Whoever gets like control or something about Enhal gets to become the leader.
You're not sure if it's about the leader, but definitely Angel is a key for something very meaningful within the church, and it seems like there are a couple of ways to turn the key. Let's call it this way. But you're very much aware, Angel, that the other side wants you dead. They don't care about like how, and it seems like she's open to other possibilities. So.
But it might be the case that the reason she doesn't want us to fight is because she wants the church to be strong after she has gained what she wants.
So has the leprechaun smashed the mirror yet?
Before we decide what we'll do, I turn to our two mages and ask, do you know anything about accessing lost memories?
Do we?
Well, that's not so easy. but it's possible.
There
What
is
kind
a
of check?
modify memory spell or something like that. But I don't remember what level it is.
5.
Oh. So just
Getting there, getting there. I can always call my aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, we could ask Tasha. She will know what to do. She's the best ever. I want to be just like her.
Yeah, let's just go kill orcs until we are 4 levels higher.
Yeah.
Well,
So what about the mirror? Smash it. Bring me some shards. Come back.
Yeah, I don't really want to go and fight what's on the other side of the mirror, but I'm willing to do what I can to help if that's what you guys want. I say as I'm looking like directly at Enhel.
well, the mirror is a portal, right?
Yeah.
So if it gets distracted, whatever is on the other side stays on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or
that's
spit out if it's an extra dimensional space.
that's too
Too academic.
much magic, too academic for a
No, it's
parrot.
really easy. And she starts nerding off on planar magic and Fae and real worlds and intersections and what you should do and shouldn't do and what happens if you do what you shouldn't do. That's the best.
Well, in order to have honor, we have to honor the orc that brought us here in the first place. At
Not
least,
very honorably, if I might mention.
well, we promised something. We need to at least get them rid of this presence. I believe we should destroy the portal and leave.
Yeah, go destroy the portal. I tell the Leprechaun. I told him. I told you twice already. Do you want to make me say it 3 times? Home, home, home. Poof.
Can't your bag eat the portal?
Roll
what
it.
happened?
the Leprechaun, that I summoned.
Okay.
And it can misty step and run intermittently, so it's really fast.
Yeah, sure. So it disappears.
Cool.
And
You hear
and
the noise of breaking glass, and then he's kind of
coming
walks-
back with some shards. Show me.
Yeah, it kind of puts one of them in front of you, and then it turns to smoke. Ah!
Ah, damn. What about the frame?
The bone frame is shattered, but it's still there, so you can collect pieces of it.
Yeah. Do that. And we're gonna be on our way. You will catch up.
Okay. Okay. So as you walk out, the distant sun of Elturel is just half a day of a walk. The orcs doesn't show any sign, so you might want to kind of split before they head back. So anything else you want to do before we cross the river and head to Elturel?
Back the shards of the frame in my bag. Oh, not in this bag, in my regular bag.
Okay.
Long rest? No. Do we have time?
No, it's like
No.
morning or late morning. Okay, so a half day of a travel and a quick cross of the river on a barge lands you at the forefront of the huge city El Turel, and its magnificent towers, wall, and like blazing sun that is hung up on top of it is a very, very welcome sight for anyone who has been traveling the wilds for so long as you are. You know that this sun prevents any presence of undead or vampires or all kinds of unholy creatures. So this city is kind of considered the most secure and safe in the region. However, there is a huge sea of tents wagons and kind of makeshift houses that are surrounding it, probably because of all the refugees that huddle around the city. You kind of make your way through this super crowded entrance, and there's a long line in front of the two main gates opening into the city. The gates are open, but it seems like there are guards wearing shiny armor, like true knights on horses with flags, and there is some sort of a clerk yawning, allowing each one to pass only after they sign some sort of a paper. So you kind of queue into the city, and a little bit time kind of passes by, and you arrive at this clerk, and you can hear him repeatedly say to all of the people in front of you in the line, "Do you swear to uphold the city laws and be bound to its defense in a case of an attack or any mayhem?" And like people, yeah, sign your name here. People sign, and then another one comes. "Do you swear to uphold the city laws and be bound to its protection in case of another?" Yes. Sign your name, and then it reaches out to you. "Do you pledge your to be bound to uphold the city laws and to be bound into protection of the city in case of an attack?" And then it kind of puts this page in front of you, Kedrick. You can see it's a scroll. The whatever you just babbled kind of on top of it, and then like a ton of scrolls, like people write down their names, and he switches the scroll every 100 names or something like that.
Do I know anything about if this is like some sort of magical thing or just like a document?
You can quickly arcana it.
Couldn't I do like a history maybe? No, I'm not good at that either.
Come on, you're taking the cue. We all want to go in.
16.
It's a document, too legally binding to your liking, but maybe it's kind of the way of the city.
Yeah. Well, I'll sign like Kedrick Sedan.
Yeah. And then Elias, "Do you swear to uphold the city laws and be bound to its protection in case of?"
Yes, I sign SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, amazing. Mel, he kind of he kind of looks at you like a little kid, and then, "Do you swear to uphold the city laws and be bound to its protection in
What
case
are
of?"
the laws?
And then
Boo.
yeah, he's like, "You're queuing the line. Come on, just sign it. We all want to get some dinner."
Isn't it part of the laws to answer questions about the laws truthfully?
Says, "Oh, we have another one of those," and then he kind of there's like a huge scroll. He kind of opens it and gives you it to read. "Please stay out of the line. Once you've finished reading it, you can sign and then go in. Next one, please." And then you kind of Enhal, "Do you uphold the city of the laws of the city?" And
We are here on behalf of Lady Sileria. Please let us pass.
of course, after you sign this.
Whatever. I sign Enhal and I enter. But
Yes,
I was
sir,
hoping-
excuse me, your daughter is still reading the book.
Well, she's with me. She can protect the city after all. And I take
I'm
her
a
with
minor. I can't legally make any contracts. Didn't anybody tell you that? And by the way, Dad, you shouldn't have signed this because it says.
And then you can like, "She's queuing. Don't queue the line." And then the officer like, yeah, fine, just come in. So you enter into the city, and again bask yourself at the lovely sun, gleaming spires. People, I mean, there is some sort of a normality once you pass the the walls. You can see food stands. You can see people walking by, like no armor, no swords on their belt. Like it seems like people feel like really protected here. There are a ton of patrols, armored patrols of the city. And now that you're here, you're kind of, we were supposed to go to El Turel, but we're not sure why. Do any one of you remember why you are in El Turel?
Well, Nighthill sent us to visit Maria El Malan, if I remember correctly,
Yes.
in a theater of something something.
Yeah.
That was the original way we
Good. I'm
started.
proud
And
of
we
you.
also should go to the Grate of the Spring in front of the store of Xylerine.
And learn some secrets.
Yes.
So you are at the city. What do you want to do?
I believe we should first report about Nighthill and what happened there, assuming that Nighthill is dead for quite some time now, and
It's been a while.
it's been a while. Yes,
Yeah.
we owe to report to his friend, and then let's go and try some locks, I guess, in the shop.
And maybe just on the way stop by that inn over there. Just this water skin is empty. I need my water.
Okay.
And to buy a donkey for the barrels of wine you drink while we travel.
It's not wine, it's water. See, clearly. I say without any proof, like just see, holding up the water skin.
I'm gonna buy a lot of ink and paper because we can duplicate our spell efficiency here, Mal.
Do we have money?
I have some to get one or two spells probably. I can talk to you more about that later.
As we walk in the city, do we notice the presence of any particular deity, maybe on the armor of the guards or
Yes.
some temple?
Yes. First make a history check.
History, of course.
2.
2. Just 2.
20.
14.
Awesome. So you believe, there are a lot of kind of priests that are heading here and there. So you can see definitely priests of Helm and Shanti and Tempest and Ilmatar kind of walking freely. But it seems like Tyr is the one.
Boring.
Exactly. Like Tyr is the one like with the highest presence in the streets. However, that thought is kind of wiped out from your mind when you hear a very, 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 very familiar voice.
Who, me?
All of you actually, all you can hear is like a shriek that kind of pierces your ears. Mel! And from one of the streets, just kind of, on kind of a rough stairway leading to the upper districts of the city, you can see a blonde woman and a small child. And you can see Ina from Greenest.
Ah,
And she kind of
Ina!
looks at you and she starts tearing and she runs like down,
Yeah, I run at her as well.
and buff, and she kind of hugs you, and then you can see a man approaching the woman and kind of looks surprised and says, "These are the heroes you told me about." And she's like, "Yes." And as you two hug in the middle of the street, and all of the people around are like, "Oh, two little kids."
No.
So Linen and her husband Cuth are approaching you from the street as you are just heading up, and with this idyllic scene, we'll end the session for today.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Guys, actually, in game time, we have passed 2 or 3 weeks after the death, so it's pretty recent actually,
Mm.
but took us almost a year and something.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is wrong.
Well, it's
But-
because we take all these long rests all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
but like a couple of week in game time is like a long time in many campaigns.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's like some campaigns like, oh yeah, we're level 10 now. Yeah, well we started like a week ago.
Yeah, not in this campaign. So definitely let's level up, as this is kind of a major milestone.
Awesome.
Yes. So
Nice.
so level up, and next time we'll have enough time. Next session we'll have enough time to explore El Turel, hear about what happened to Ina and her family. While you guys were all over the place, yes, it has been something like 4 or 5 weeks. So it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting some new spells like medical secret, so I'm getting 2 new spells from any class.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
So
Awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
Very
And I
nice.
can
Yeah.
already tell you now, I'm stealing a paladin spell,
Yeah.
like a
so
3rd level paladin
Wh-
spell that
so
heals.
Which one?
I can't remember what it's called.
so
But when I find it, I'll
yeah. So
tell you.
imagine kind of the camera kind of panning away as the two kids kind of hug, and then there's a bird flying away above and above and above, and you can kind of follow the bird as it's kind of fluttering between buildings and spires and walls, etc. And then the bird kind of lands on a fountain, drinks a little bit of it, and then flutters back, and then you can see the clear water and then the grate with the weird symbol that Enhal has on its key, and then everything fades to black.
Nice.
Okay, guys. So have a great weekend. I'll see if we can meet next Sunday. I'm not sure. I need to check the Excel, but I also need to check my my schedule. Hopefully, no trips, like work trips again in this week. But it might be a little intensive week, this one, or maybe even the next. So we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Hey.
Thank you, guys. Been amazing.
Thank you too.
See you soon.
Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you. Level
Have a
up.
great week.
Do
You
it
too.
smartly. Choose good spells. And see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye guys.
City flattening spells.
Yeah, bye bye.